What's going on, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful fight fans across the world. And in this video, I'm going to be reacting and breaking down UFC 308 that just happened. Insane card. A lot of crazy things happened in this card. So let's speak about it now. I think you all know the elephant in the room. Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. I predicted this. I predicted that Ilia Topuria would KO Max Holloway. And that he would mix in the grappling. Everything I predicted about this fight was right. Okay, let's just say that. But even though I did not want Ilia Topuria to win, I wanted to be wrong about this fight. I wanted to get this one wrong. I wanted Max Holloway to win, but I just knew that Ilia Topuria is a different beast at featherweight. He might already be the featherweight GOAT. I might make a video about that tomorrow. Ilia Topuria might already be the featherweight GOAT. Beating Max Holloway and Volkanovski in 1 year is insanity. Those are two top 10 fighters of all time right there. And beating them both in 1 year, that's some GOAT level shit. Let's just say that. Alright, UFC 308 was insane. In the co-main event, I know I predicted that Robert Whitaker would beat Hamza Chamay, but hey, hear me out. Robert Whitaker, he was defending well in the first round, and I think the elbows that Hamza Chimaev threw, they didn't dislocate his jaw. They ruined his teeth. Robert Whitaker's teeth were messed up. Like when he took off his mouthpiece, he was like missing OD of his teeth. That's what happened. That's why he tapped so quickly. But still, it was a submission win by Hamza Chimaev. The damage was caused by Hamza Chimaev, so I'm not taking anything away from him. But I did say in my breakdown that the first and second round will be the most dangerous time for Robert Whitaker. But outside of that, he could do well and win the fight. That was just my prediction, okay? But I did say that first or second round, if Hamza's going to win, it's going to be in the first or second round. So Hamza went out there and did dominate the first round, and he got the submission win. Even though like Robert Whitaker's teeth were messed up and all that, it's still a submission win. I got to give respect where respect is due. And I want to see Hamza Chimaev fight for the title. I want to see him fight for the title next, because beating Robert Whitaker, you deserve to go fight for the title after that. But next fight on the list, Magomedov Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic. So Rakic was looking decent in the beginning, and then it started teetering off a little bit. It was kind of a boring fight. It was okay, but I did pick Magomedov Ankalaev to win. I only got like 3 fights wrong on this card. Okay, let me just say that. I got the co-main wrong. I got this next fight I'm going to talk about wrong. And I got one more other fight wrong. And they were pretty close. The two other fights other than the Hamza fight were pretty close that I got wrong. But Magomedov Ankalaev, he just was out there outpointing Rakic, hitting him with the cleaner, more powerful shots. That's how he won this fight. It was a pretty boring fight. It was okay. It was all right. It wasn't nothing special. Lerone Murphy versus Dan Ige. Wow. This is one other prediction that I got wrong. I picked Dan Ige. I thought he could KO Lerone Murphy, and he almost did in the first round. He just couldn't find the finish. Lerone Murphy survived, and I think Lerone Murphy did win the second and third round. I think he personally did win the second and third. I don't think this was a robbery. I think Dan Ige lost fair and square to Lerone Murphy the second and third round. But it was an okay fight. There was some crazy scrambles in this fight. There was some crazy transitions, some crazy reversals with the wrestling. It was a high level technical scrap. Let's just say that. Next fight, I predicted this one right. Sherry Magomedov versus Armen Petrosyan. Wow, that knockout was insane. That was literally a knockout I get on playing the UFC game. He threw one back fist, and then he basically threw like a kind of spinning elbow back fist after, and he KO'd Armen Petrosyan. It was insane. Honestly, even though the Ilia KOing Max Holloway was insane, Sherry Magomedov just KOing Armen Petrosyan, it was just more creative, and it just stood out. I feel like Ilia versus Max, that just has to be knockout. That has to be the knockout of the night, because he knocked out somebody who's barely even been knocked down before. He got knocked down once by Justin Gaethje. That's it. Wow, Ilia Topuria is a different beast, but we're not talking about that anymore. Ibo Aslan versus Rafael Queiroz. There's not much to say about this fight. This guy he literally, every punch he threw at Rafael, he was KO'd him in under a minute. So what are we going to say about that fight? It was over quick. And I like his energy after. Ibo Aslan is definitely somebody to watch in the UFC. I'm pretty sure he's 14-0, all 14 knockouts or something like that. Insane resume, but Ibo Aslan, definitely somebody to watch. Jeff Neal versus Rafael Dos Anjos. I predicted this one too. Even though RDA did hurt his knee, he did like hurt his leg. He was on his way to getting KO'd because Jeff Neal dropped him like twice, and then the third time RDA was like, oh, my leg is cooked. So that's how it went down. And Jeff Neal was on his way to get a KO victory anyways, so I predicted this one. I knew Jeff Neal would be too much for RDA. RDA's too old. I think he should have retired that night, but I guess he'll be back for something else. I hope we'll see him back. But I don't know. After that, I don't know. That was not a good look because he was literally getting dropped left and right by Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal has power in his hands. Never forget that. He's Jeff Neal, hands of steel for a reason. But Mateusz Rebecky versus Orbl. This has to be fight of the night. This has to be fight of the night because it was an amazing fight. I do not know how Orbl survived the third round. And this is the last fight that I got wrong on this card. But it was an extremely close fight. It really was. I think Rebecky did win. I think he did win. I don't know. It was hard to say. But the third round, oh my God. One of the craziest rounds ever. There's so much blood in the octagon. It was a great fight though. Mateusz Rebecky versus Orbl. I think it was fight of the night. I think it definitely deserved fight of the night because they were both like Orbl. If that was 5 rounds, Orbl was coming back to life. I have no idea how he took so many shots and he was just like chilling after that. Orbl is literally built different. He's literally out there. He was fighting woolly mammoths like yesterday. He's just built different. All right, his eye was closed in the first round and he was still putting on strong. But Orbl versus Mateusz Rebecky, great fight. Orbl is definitely somebody to watch in the lightweight division. Both of these guys are somebody to watch in the lightweight division. Great fight. Bruno Ferrera versus Abus Magomedov. Insane finish. Abus Magomedov got dropped crazy and he came back and got the submission win. It was very impressive. I was very impressed with Abus Magomedov. Even though he did look like he was gassing out, I thought, oh no, Bruno Ferrera might catch him in this third round. It might be clipped for Abus Magomedov. But then he came back, got the takedown, went straight to the submission, arm triangle. He locked it up so quick, and it was just over after that. Great win by Abus Magomedov. Wow, I did not think he was going to win by the submission, though, but great win by Abus. Chris Barnett versus Kenny Nzechukwu. Chris Barnett just hurt his leg again. Okay, he hurt his leg before the fight happened. I was seeing a lot of comments like Chris Barnett lost to gravity, but we're not going to hate on Chris Barnett too much. I like Chris Barnett. He's a cool guy, and he went through a lot in the last 2 years. That's why he hasn't been fighting lately, but Chris Barnett versus Kennedy Nzechukwu kind of has an asterisk on it because Chris Barnett, you could literally tell that his leg was hurt the whole time. He was just sitting against the cage and trying to catch Kennedy Nzechukwu coming in. He did clip Kennedy Nzechukwu a couple times, but no, Kennedy Nzechukwu was piecing him up. He was going to the body. It was either Chris Barnett was going to get finished or he was going to go out like to his leg being hurt, which is what happened. So Kenny Nzechukwu, we can't even say great win about that. We can't say that. But Bashat versus Victor Hugo. Bashat, I think he did win this fight. It was okay. It was an okay scrap. There was moments where Victor Hugo was looking pretty decent, but Bashat was just pushing a better pace. So shout out Bashat, Afghanistani for winning the fight. Shout out my boy. All right, shout out my boy Bashat. He's still one of the Bashat brothers with his donut left. So keep that donut, Bashat, and you take that donut far, okay? Because your brother got a French fry, so you got to keep the donut. But Ismail Nardiev versus Bruno Silva. Yeah, Bruno Silva just literally did not look like he wanted to fight. I don't know what was going on. He was like turning his back. It's like he wanted to get KO'd by Ismail Nardiev. It was just insane. I don't know what Bruno Silva was doing. I think Bruno Silva might have to retire because he did not look like he wanted to fight at all. It was like I don't know. It was just a weird fight. But Ismail Nardiev obviously won that fight. Obviously. Just very strange. Very strange Bruno Silva performed. Bruno Silva is one of those UFC fighters that out of nowhere he'll look really good, like really pretty decent in a fight. Like, oh yeah, this guy is UFC caliber. And then another fight, he just won't look the same. So I don't know what to say about Bruno Silva. Sorry about that. But last fight on the card, Rinat Farukhadinov versus Carlos Leal. I'm going to be honest. I did pick Rinat Farukhadinov, and he did win. But I think this was a robbery. I think Carlos Leal won every single round because Rinat Farukhadinov, literally, I don't think he got a takedown. Like, he didn't hold Carlos Leal down at all. Carlos Leal was out, like, piecing him. I thought Carlos Leal won every single round. I think he did win every single round. He was just hitting Rinat Farukhadinov with the better shots, but that was a robbery. I can't even lie. Even though I did pick Rinat, that was a robbery. We only got 3 fights wrong on this card. We're getting better. I got a main event right, but I did curse Robert Whitaker by making that other video. I really did curse, bro. So should I stop making those videos? Yeah, I should maybe, but we're not gonna stop. Okay, we're gonna keep cursing UFC fighters. Put it down in the comments below. Who do you want me to curse? Who do you want to lose? Cause I got you. I'll make sure they lose, and I'll pick them to win in like a big video. But Ilia Topuria did win, and I did pick him. I'm got the last 2 main events right. Whew, we're gonna keep this streak. We're going with next main event, John Jones. We're going with him. Yeah, probably John Jones. We'll see what happens. But let me know down below. What did y'all think of the card? I thought it was a pretty decent card. It was just kind of depressing towards the end. It's kind of depressing towards the end, but because of the main event, seeing Max Holloway go out like that was sad, and Robert Whitaker go out like that is sad. Even if you wanted Hamza to win, just seeing Robert Whitaker like tap so quickly, come on, you gotta admit it was depressing. But leave a like, subscribe. I'm dropping videos like this almost every single day. And show some love. Turn notifications on. And I'll see you, beautiful people, in the next one, man.